because it was a quick drive-through at 2 o'clock in the morning, so you don't see much of anything. So let's see how this plays out with some more detail about the concepts that are within expectancy theory. Now, all of this starts on page 170 of chapter 8, and the basic concepts section goes from 170 to 171. All the concepts appear in bold type. So in this chapter especially, pay attention to the bolded concepts. And also, because these are definitional, you can use the flashcards as a way of testing your understanding and memory of the concepts and related definitions. And I recommend that because it just happens to be the jargon of the field. You will notice here that the arrow is not lined up quite properly. There was a peculiarity of the way these things printed this morning, and I didn't catch it before getting over here. So the arrow is, and I'll explain what the arrow means in a moment. Expectancy, we've already said, is a subjective probability that a person's action will be followed by a specific outcome. By subjective probability, we mean it's a person's opinion of the action that they will take and the outcome they can get because of the action that they take. Without pointing, the expectancy, because it's a probability, ranges from 0 to 1. And a 0 means there is no connection between the action and the result. And a 1 means the connection is certain. It will for sure happen if, for sure happen that the person's action will be followed by a specific outcome. Now, I deliberately said to you on the second try, remember Earth, Texas was the first, and Odessa was the second, or Midland, not Odessa. Midland was the second, and I said before announcing it that I cannot really pay for these trips. Did I not say that? See if you remember. Now, did you believe that I would deliver on any of it? Even Hawaii? You won't insult me by saying no. Did you believe me?
No.
Okay, you're not insulting me by saying no. I did that deliberately to have you experience the subjective probability. It should, in your mind, be a 0. You may not say to yourself, Champoux is offering this trip and he's not going to pay for it, and therefore he's not really serious about offering the trip. That's equal to a 0. Excuse me. Then the expectancy breaks into, there are two expectancies that occur, or expectancy breaks into two types. Just understand the definition of this for now, and then we'll put it together in a dynamic way. The effort performance expectancy, expressed as an E, horizontal arrow P, is the belief that effort leads to a desired performance level. Let me repeat it, and then I want you to pick something from your student experience that falls into this category. The effort performance expectancy links the effort that you put forth, or a person puts forth, to a desired performance level. Now, how does that work in student life? I want to see if I'm coming through. Yes, sir?
Are you talking about, like, the amount of effort you put into a class and then your expected grade that you're going to get out of it?
Exactly. You live it. You make choices. If you're a full-time student, undergraduate, you have 5 courses. And you are balancing a schedule, especially if you are working. So you have the choices that you make between the effort you're willing to put forth to get to a desired performance level. And I may try this one out with you in a moment after we build this up with specific grades in this course grades. Next one is the performance outcome expectancy, which is P, horizontal arrow, O. The connection, the person's belief that performance is followed by some outcome. That if you perform, then you will get something as a result of that performance. See if we can, I'll have to pull this off camera for a second because I have to turn it over. Now here's the simplest way, this is on page 2, the simplest way to think of expectancy theory. And I realize it's small on your screens up here, but the folks close in could probably see it. Notice that I've laid this out in my crude artistic approach as a pipeline with a set of valves on each segment of the pipeline. And the flow for the first pipe segment is effort to performance. Try, get. The valve is positioned so that the pipeline is open. At least that's my perception. I'm not sure I know how to draw a valve in the other direction. And the performance flows to outcomes if the valve is open. Now, what is the analogy, going back to the more formal terminology that I described, for the value on the expectancies ranges from 0 to 1. How do you tie it to the valve on the pipeline? See if you can make this leap. It's not that big. Nobody want to try it? What is the expectancy when the valve is closed? 0. No flow. Therefore, what is the expectancy when the valve is open? Obviously, a 1. What is the expectancy when the valve is halfway closed? 0.5. And you can break it down in any fashion. So you can think of it in the same way that water flows through a pipe or through a pipeline or through a spigot and a faucet. We perceive expectancy operating that way for the individual. Okay. I'm going to use my example in a moment, but I want to get to the next level of concepts. Next set of concepts, or concept, it's actually one, it's called valence. And it's the preference that people have among the outcomes. Now, you expressed your preferences, did you not, about visiting Midland with only one person indicating a desire to go, all the way up to the Hawaii trip where several people were interested in going, where a plus valence is attraction toward, a minus valence is avoidance, want to go away from it, and a 0 valence is indifference, really don't care, one way or the other. Then we make it slightly more complex by saying that there is a range to the valence. And you can use any set of numbers here, but my choice in the text and here is -3 for an avoidance and +3 for attraction. Passing through 0, which is what? It's right there. Indifference. So you're pivoting on the indifference and going, using my hands, going left negative, you're going away from, going right positive, you're going toward. All right? Now I have to pivot the paper, Aaron, so I can write on it, because I'm left-handed, and that's the way I'm going to do it. Those are the 4-letter grades that I can award in this course. Am I correct? There happens to be another one on the grade sheet. There's 2. There's two others. There's a W and an I, which is incomplete. And I tend to avoid those. Unless the person has withdrawn from the course, then it's automatic that I have to deal with it.
What about C?
Oh, did I leave that out? What about C? What about C? Are you thinking that I omitted it accidentally? We will add C. Now, among these, how many of you would like an F? You would like an F in this course. You're putting me on. Is she joking?
I hope so.
You hope so. Because I cannot see her expression from this distance in the dark light.
I thought you said A.
Oh, you thought I said A? Okay, I thought I was speaking loudly enough. Nobody wants an F? Everybody should have one F on their transcript. Yeah, my mother told me that. She was a former parochial school teacher. And she said, Joseph, that's how she referred to me as a kid, you know, when you go to high school, don't worry about getting at least one F. I think I did. I don't remember really all that well. I never got any Fs in college, but in high school and in the lower grades, I might have done that. So nobody wants one of those. Therefore, what valence would you give to this body of, do you perceive this body of people giving to the grade of an F? Valence. Look on the same slide.
-3.
Say it again, please.
-3.
-3. That's what I heard, meaning from the behavioral reaction to an F. How many of you would like a D in this course? I can award a D, and I know what the Anderson School policies are. I've been here for a long time. Nobody wants a D? You might want to add variety to your life by desiring a D. So I'm going to suggest that's a -3. Is that fair? Okay, now how many would like a C? And the sites, please, call in. And I know that Mr. Vigil is in Santa Fe. You can see him on the screen. Anybody want to see?
I'll take the C.
You'll take the C?
It's passing.
It's passing. That's true.
Indifferent.
Pardon?
I'm indifferent to a C.
You're indifferent to a C. Okay, therefore your valence is what, sir?
0.
It's a 0. Are you indifferent to a C yourself? So your valence is a 0. You said something like, I would accept it. You know, you don't really want to go toward it, and probably you would, but a C is passing, so it's not other than your grade point average. And as long as, if you aspire to our MBA program, you have to have a B or better in a course at the undergraduate level to waive the graduate equivalent. So a C in this course will not let you waive Management 506. Even if you went in one semester after finishing this course and you went in the fall for the MBA program, you cannot use it for the waiver. They just won't do it. And there's no way around that. That's strict faculty policy. Now, having said that, and I deliberately waited to say it, so we're seeing a 0 there. How do we come out on a grade of B? Okay? You take it? Anybody else here? I suspect you would take a B, and because of what you said, a B, a B. All right. That sounds like it's positive, but I didn't see any extraordinary enthusiasm, so I'm only going to give it a +2 valence. Now, I'm doing this deliberately and tying it to your experiences because you make these choices. And you make these choices based on your preferences and the amount of